All right, and we can hear me good? All right. So, hello everyone. My name is Roxanne, and I am here with Danny McCurdy and Louisa Bishop, and we are some of the experts from the Thrive and Shine team. So, a little bit about Thrive and Shine. It's an online wellness hub where individuals can connect with others, make friendships, of course, change their health through diet, fitness, recipes, fun challenges, educational webinars, similar to this one, although a little bit more in depth, and so much more. And they get our support and our help, our guidance, mentorship. Pretty much there's just endless amounts of support here. So we do these events to reach out to you, the community, to help change one more life through education and support. And a little bit about myself so that you understand where I'm coming from and my passion in this as well. I became sick in my mid-20s, and the doctors felt that I didn't fit the protocol for the diseases that I thought I had. So, and to give you an idea, I was not overweight, I exercised, I ate healthy, yet I was still getting sicker. So eventually, they did further testing, and they diagnosed me with a slew of diagnoses, from diabetes, irritable bowel syndrome, gastroparesis, colitis, migraines, yeast in my blood at the time, and a couple other autoimmune diseases. So they put me on quite a bit of medication, which helped some, but I still was sick all the time and didn't feel good, and I just didn't feel like living life in that way. So I decided to begin research on how I could turn my health around, and that journey fueled my passion to help others. Because if I could improve my health, and I wanted to fight back and live life and feel good for my children and my husband, and to be healthier, then I wanted to do that for others. So fast forward, I went back to school, and now I have a background in biomedicine, health science, and cardiology. So I work as a health education specialist and wellness coach with my colleagues here at Thrive and Shine. So let me share my screen, and we will begin. There, can everybody see it? All right, so if I can get my screen to move. A little bit about what we're going to talk about. I'm going to talk about healthy fats versus unhealthy fats, the symptoms when you have omega deficiency or you lack the amount of healthy fats in your body. The team omega, the different types of omega. If you didn't know, there is more than one type of omega, what each type of omega contributes to our health, and the sources for each type of omega, where you can get them naturally, and some final thoughts on that. So let's talk about the omega team. Omegas we have found recently in research are quite fascinating. I remember when I started in cardiology 20 years ago, the biggest hype then when they found out was it helped with inflammation for joints and muscles, and they used it for lowering triglycerides in the bloodstream. Well, there's a lot of skepticism on that, so they began research, and they found out even more benefits. And it was huge back then, and it's even better now. In fact, they came out with a prescription omega because it was filtered 90-some%, because that way they can guarantee that your body absorbed it. But as you'll hear later on, that isn't everything that we need. We need more than that. So fast forward to today, with all the research studies done, they have found out there are so many benefits from omega to improve your health and healing benefits for your body. So in this webinar, we'll touch on some of those to help you improve your health. So unhealthy fats versus healthy. Trans fats, which are frequently found in these foods that are processed, fries, baked goods, and they've been associated with causing heart disease, diabetes, stroke, gut and digestion issues, allergies, skin problems, and so much more. So these are pretty bad fats. Healthy fats, meanwhile, are monounsaturated fatty acids, or omegas, and they're actually protective against the heart disease, stroke, gut, allergy issues, skin issues, and diabetes. And these are just some of the benefits that they have found recently in research. The symptoms that you have when you don't have enough omegas in your body. Some of these symptoms include the dry, scaly, itchy skin, keratosis pilaris, which if you have ever had or seen somebody with, the pimply goosebump-like skin on their upper arms. Frequently women see that, especially as they get older, on their legs. Sometimes you'll see this on children, dull, straw-like hair. A lot of women think that that's possibly due to a thyroid, which sometimes it can be, but believe it or not, they're finding more and more that it's related to the omega in your body, the amount of good fats. And soft, brittle nails. If you've ever seen people have peely nails, their nails split, they just can't grow long nails. Impaired immunity with frequent infections. You always seem to be sick, or your child or someone you know. Eczema, any type of dermatitis, that any rash, unknown thing that they don't know is just their skin has some sort of rash on it. Chronic allergies, asthma. Frequently people have, they think with storms coming, with change in weather, they think that that's all related to it. And believe it or not, it has to do with deficiencies in our body, and they're finding that out. So visual difficulties. Have you ever heard of someone talk about poor night vision or sensitivity to bright light? Or visual disturbances when they read, they just have a hard time reading. It's not necessarily that they're losing their sight, it's that they have a deficiency in their body. What about learning difficulties, distractibility, poor concentration, poor working memory? We see this in children all the time. We see this in adults, especially as we age. It's normal as we age that our body wears out in different areas. However, you're not meant to wear out early in age. You're meant to wear out in your 90s. So a lot of this is deficiencies in our body. How about emotional sensitivity, depression, excessive mood swings, undue anxiety? We have people, life happens, but when you can't seem to control your emotions and you just seem to be inside out, when you have a deficiency, that deficiency protects you against life and helps you balance your hormones so that you can combat when life happens, to think through things and do the things that you need to. Sleep problems. I hear this quite frequently. Having a hard time settling down at night to get a good night's sleep, or waking frequently, or waking up early in the morning. That's due to deficiency in the body as well. And good fats are huge that they're finding on that scale. So if you don't eat much fish, salmon in particularly, an omega supplement is recommended. So what is all this hype about powerful omegas? We hear keywords like fish oils, omegas, omega-3 fatty acids all the time, but it often leads to like information overload. Let's break it down, though, in understandable terms. So according to the University of Maryland Medical Center, omega-3 fatty acids are essential fats, meaning they are necessary for optimum health. To optimize, make the best out of your health. So we commonly hear that we find omegas in fatty fish, such as salmon and tuna. And omega-3 has actually been the most popular good fat. But did you know recently that they have found other parts of the family or team, and that's omega-5, 6, 7, and 9. So what's so special about these omegas? And do you need all of them? Do they each do something separately or all the same? Excuse me. So omega-3, the research has been done, and there's over 8,000 studies published on omega-3, and that was obviously the first one out 20 years ago. Studies confirm that omega-3 fatty acids support heart health by improving cholesterol and supporting cardiac longevity. As a side note, we have seen in cardiology where the toxins built up in the arteries that cause heart attacks. It's one type of heart attack. When you take omega-3, it helps reduce that acid level in your arteries so that you protect against having heart attacks. It promotes brain function and health in everyone, from alleviating mild memory problems like Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, dementia, even in children having to focus and retain what they're learning. So a lot of these are associated with aging and focus, but they're seen in young ages as well. They also promote healthy pregnancies by supporting normal fetal brain and eye development and healthy birth weight. And they help with emotional challenges in people by decreasing mood swings, depression, anxiety, and behavior problems. Omega-6 is the second biggest one that they have researched, and it's the second, like I said, the second most researched group, and it's found to reduce inflammation all over the body as well, including the joints and muscles. It supports heart health by maintaining good levels. So once you get your cholesterol levels down, it helps to keep them streamlined so they don't go up and down a lot, and protect against the heart issues. Omegas 5, 7, and 9 are actually my favorite area to talk about because it's the most newest research and the most exciting. So omega-5 is one of the newest and very powerful antioxidant. Actually, it's the most potent form known to modern science and is uniquely rare as it has only been found in the seed of a pomegranate. More and more studies are published each year of the benefits of omega-5, 7, and 9. And omega-5 and 7 both similarly help with your skin eczema, cell repair, hair growth, hormones, and in regulating blood sugar levels. As a personal testimony, I have diabetes, and since I have started the omegas, my blood sugars don't fluctuate at all. They stay even. And I also had a client that was on an insulin pump, very nervous to change up her diet because she crashes quite frequently and then has super high levels of blood sugar. So with changing her diet, she decided to try this because I told her about the research on this. And she was floored because she didn't have the crashes anymore and she didn't have extreme levels. She still fluctuated a little bit, and that's more diet related, but she didn't crash. So it really shows. The research shows, the personal testimonies are showing it too. Omegas 5 and 9 are extremely effective in stopping inflammation and plays a role in the immune response against infections, from viral, bacterial infections, and fighting diseases like I've talked about, diabetes, heart disease, things like that. It also helps against endometriosis. Endometriosis is a female condition where the endometrial lining of the uterus somehow gets these figure backflush into the abdominal cavity, and it attaches to the different parts of the abdominal cavity, and it causes inflammation and swelling and pain and scar tissue. Well, it prevents this from happening, takes down the inflammation, and literally doesn't quite reverse it, but close to it. Like I said, muscle and joint health, helps with gut and digestion. So for myself with the colitis and things like that, I don't have my gut swelling like I did. It helps with my food moving through better, helps my food digest better, and it helps with the toxins in the body, helping to reduce them so they can't build up so much in the body. It helps with some forms of cancer they're finding in breast and prostate cancer. Of course, the research is still being done on that, but it's quite interesting what they're seeing. And I hope that they're able to see more, because we could surely use the help in those. So I found this interesting. Harvard University recently announced findings of a new study with the Center for Disease Control that discusses the top 10 things that help to prevent death in the U.S. And guess which ones made the top 10? Omega in our diets. Omega, they also found, fights off things that show improved brain growth in children, leading to a higher IQ and cognitive function, and improves memory and focus. I find this interesting because for a long time, doctors were saying, no, we shouldn't give this to children. And they're doing research studies on it. And they're finding that it turns things around for them as well. So, you know, they eat fish, salmon, things like that. So why not? And it really comes down to where your sources you get it from to give it to your children. Omegas are like real life fountain of youth. They're finding with the cell repair, like I mentioned in, I think, omega 5 and 7, that it wards off signs of aging too. So according to the Journal of Lipid Research, omegas help in preventing wrinkles and skin aging. I had a client that it helped reverse her sunspots as well. I didn't know it did that, and she noticed that. She said, since I've started this, you need to see this. And she had taken pictures of her skin because she wanted to see. And I thought that was very interesting. You'll even keep your vision clear and focused due to the fact that 60% of the retina in your eyes is made up of omega-3 fat. So when you replace that as you age, you help with your vision. So don't forget about your dog. Omega-3 fatty acids are among the most beneficial nutritional supplements for treating disease in dogs and cats. My dogs, as I had posted about, love fruits and veggies, and they love omegas as well. If I have fish or anything, they just they're crazy about it. And there's a reason why. They know. So the solution isn't grabbing your first omega that you see on the shelf. A lot of people will do this because the cost, but what you pay for really is what you get nowadays, and I'm sure you understand that in many things on the quality. So not all omegas are created equal, and many of the common omegas we see today have big time problems with the presence of contaminants. A recent California lawsuit accuses several common supplements manufacturers of selling fish oils that contain unsafe levels of PCBs. So, you know, you ask, what's the big deal if there's junk in it? Well, my friend, the junk actually blocks your body from taking in most of the omega, and it causes toxins or acids to be built up in your body, and that causes inflammation in your body. So basically, if you come down to it, if you're not absorbing that omega and you're causing more inflammation in your body, not only are you causing more harm, but you're throwing your money away. So never fear, I have some good suggestions for you. So if you want to add more omega fatty acids in your diet, what should you eat? Well, first of all, for omega-3, salmon, particularly wild caught, tuna, mackerel, cod, walnuts, flaxseed, and other seeds, including seaweed. Now, flaxseed has to be ground down to be able to absorb its nutrition. Omega-5, the pomegranate seed oil. Omega-6, almonds, eggs, poultry, whole grains. However, I recommend to avoid the wheat and the gluten-laden grain, because this causes inflammation in the body as well, and so you're kind of working against yourself on that. And seeds. Omega-7, walnuts, almonds, macadamia nuts, grass-fed meat, and dairy, avocado, and sea buckthorn oil, and salmon. Omega-9 is olive oil, coconut oil, macadamia nuts, seeds, and salmon. And last of all, omega-3, 5, 6, 7, and 9 can be found in Juice Plus Omega Blend. And it's the only supplement that I have researched and found that you can find all of these in. And it's an amazing whole food supplement, and the only supplement currently that I recommend, because there isn't any contaminants in it. It's straight up whole food. It is what you get. And the capsule it is in is tapioca, so you absorb, that breaks down easily. It breaks down easily from my gut that doesn't break down food very easily. And then you absorb 100% of it into your body. So I recommend those omegas. It's plant-based and it's even safe for those who are allergic to fish. So some final thoughts. Essential fatty acids are incredibly important to your health and come with a variety of health benefits. So I recommend that you do find ways to get that into your diet, even your children's diet and your animals' diets. Make sure you're getting essential fatty acids from whole food sources though, because that's what we need. You get every part of the omega and you absorb it into your body, and include them as part of a well-balanced, nutritious diet to achieve your best results. If you would like more help with your diet, more information on our wellness program, or even the Juice Plus Omega, contact the person who invited you, and we would love to be of service to you. But I wanted to thank you so much for joining us today. We wish you an abundance of health, wealth, and love, and I really enjoyed sharing this with you today. Thank you.
Thank you.